On my first day in Wuzong, I have a dream full of lotus. Rays of light, like lots of arrows shot by a hero, brings me to an entrance. It's a way to another dream, the dream of Wuzong. Wuzong has been around for thousands of years. I will run in the world with these thousands of memories. Before awaking, I meet San Tzu. He uses the writing brush that he used to write The Art of War. He writes me a letter and asks me to take the letter to Wuzong. The river nourishes two sides of the bank. The sounds of washing and the smiles of girls have been well known for thousands of years. Wuzong is a flowing water of time, making a cup of poetic biluo-tun by the immensity of Tai Lake. People say Wuzong is the place where you can find your previous life. Although it is the first time that I have come here, I feel exactly that I have the first time that I have come here. I feel exactly that I have come here before. The moon, like a pair of kind eyes staring at me, looks at me for a long time, and then she offers to greet me with her eyes and her hands. An old lady takes me into an ancestral shrine. She points to a Biluo girl and says, "Look, you are like her so much, you might as well have jumped straight out of the painting." There is a legend. A fisherman's girl named Biluo lives in the eastern mountain. One day, she comes to Mountain Moli. When she climbs into the middle of the mountain, she feels dizzy due to the smell of a special perfume. She feels that there must be a way to make this special perfume that comes from the air. A shiny wild sapling is there at the end of the way, and the further she walks, the stronger the perfume gets. She picks up a leaf, feeling that the smell of spring is fully around her. Suddenly, a storm comes by at sunset. The girl carefully holds the leaf in her arms. The leaf smells of mystery. Kanshi Emperor is surprised by the subtle relationship between the girl and the leaf. And then he names this fresh leaf Biluo-tun. The Biluo girl shall be more than 300 years old if she is to continue living in this world. Is her appearance an obscure arrangement? I know I'm not a scenery reader. In Wuzong, I want to find my secret. I spend all energy and curiosity walking into the bricks and tiles of the old streets, and I try to speak in a home accent that I don't really know. On these streets and lanes, there might be the moon and the turn of the day by the word from the mouth. The lanes must be hidden in the narrow, fine wrinkles of old people. If they smile at me, I fear I might become more and more lost. Under the eaves, it seems there's an ocean whose waves plunge me into history deeper and deeper. Former resident of Wang'ao, the Prime Minister of the Ming Dynasty, He had won several first places in different imperial examinations. He was the royal professor. He was also the professor of Tambohu, who claimed that nobody could compare to him, and his articles were on the first level. At that time, in that refined, intimate courtyard, Tambohu met his true love, Qiu Shang. Open the door. A miracle appears. It is the carved attic, built by apprentices of a famous artist who designed the Forbidden City. During those years, 200 artists who designed the Forbidden City. During those years, 250 artisans from Mountain Shang spent 3 years to sculpt the occults of life in the attic. Look, every being shows the strokes of our spirits and intelligence. I have always felt the girl who opened the window 100 years ago is still standing by the banister, looking out into the sea. I submerge myself into the sea of contemplation, where I understand the feeling of fish. In Wuzhong of Suzhou City, it is a blessing even to be a fish, for in the hands of Shen Shou, the saint of embroidery, a thread could become a ray of light, a wave, or even a breath. In the simulation of embroidery, the fish is filled with life and seems ready to swim into the real ocean. In a flash of thought, the character in the embroidery comes to life in the echoing sound of the harp. Perhaps that is why, back in the Qing dynasty, Emperor Xianglong disembarked at the imperial dock at Mudu of Suzhou 6 times. He would rather be a man in a picture in this picturesque water township than the emperor ruling the whole country. The prosperity of Suzhou made the emperor linger. The glistening waters brought him into an intoxicating dream. The emperor, son of heaven, fell into a slumber in the bed of Wuzhou, and on the peel of his waters and mountains. In his slumber, Bao Dai Bridge strides Tan Tai Lake. Through the 53 holes of the bridge, the moon casts its reflections on the surface of the lake. During his stay in Suzhou, the emperor was even busier than at work, going to the theatre,